Hello and welcome to my F1 25 driver career mode here today for part 5 for the British Grand Prix. We're here for round 5 and our home Grand Prix as well. So we come into qualifying now, we come into the Vale chicane. Towards the end of the lap we've gone purple. In the middle sector we've nearly dropped it though, coming through club up to the line. That lap's going to take us to provisional pole position. We skip on though to the end of the lap. We've found a couple of hundredths as we go through the Vale chicane, but we've lost it. We've also dropped down to P5 around the final corner of club, and we're going to start P5. So as the cars make their way round onto the grid then, the end of the formation lap ahead of the F2 sprint race here at Silverstone. Could we win at home in this race, in the sprint race? We've got a good chance, but we're going to need a good start. As those at the back find the grid spots, and now the 5 red lights can come on. And we're racing here at Silverstone. We've got a great start. We're going to look to go through the middle of 2 cars there, but we've had to back out of it and live to fight another day as we go through Abbey. Now fully found, we're going to look to get up the inside, try and brake later. Going into Village, we've got that place there, we're up into the podium places already. We've nearly lost control of the rear, but we've kept it in a straight line, and now we go through the loop, through Aintree, and now onto the Wellington straight. As now we go down the Hangar straight towards the end of lap 1. We've caught the back of Hadjar, we're stuck with him through the first sector and 2 sectors, and now can we have a look into the Vale chicane? Late on the brakes, we're going for it. There's nearly contact I think there with Hadjar. We've gone a bit deep, but we've got the job done, and we're up into P2 by the end of lap 1. Now can we get down the road after Paul Aaron and potentially win this race? The gap 1.1 seconds, and we were slowly eating into it. The gap though, he was doing a great job of keeping it around about here. We were also taking Hadjar along, but by lap 5 we're all over the back of Paul Aaron in the high-tech, trying to find a way through as we go round Luffield, turn 7. Now look to try and get a good exit up towards Cops, but we couldn't do that. Lap 5, at the end of the same lap, we're a little bit closer at Stowe, but we still can't get the job done. We're going to think about it to the inside of Vale, but we're still that little bit too far back. But now we're on the final lap of the race. We haven't found a way through yet. We've only got a handful of opportunities yet left if we want to win this sprint race. As now we head down the Wellington straight on the final lap, under the bridge we go towards Brooklands. We're a little bit too far back, but we're going to take late on the brakes, nearly hit the back of him. He's braked very hard there, and now we go through Luffield. We look to try and get a good exit here and go down towards Woodcote and Cox, but we're still that little bit too far back. But we've kept with him through Maggots, Beckett's and Chapel, down the Hangar straight. This is going to be our best chance here. Into Stowe, to the inside we go, late on the brakes, we get the lead. Aaron holds it round the outside and keeps the place. It's going to have to be a lunge on the brakes into Vale, and we take the place on the final couple of corners of the British sprint race. And now we're round the final corner. We win at home. We win the F2 sprint.
I can see them making their way onto the podium now. Campos have come a really long way in this championship, and what a special race it has been. They're on top again.
So that's been your F2 sprint race then for the British Grand Prix weekend. It's maximum points as we get the fastest lap as well, beating Paul Aaron on the final couple of corners. But that's the second time this season we've won a race on the final lap, after Monaco as well. Dennis Hauger held on for P3, Correa was P4, and Hadjar, our teammate, rounded out the top 5. Down at the back it was Miata, who is the final finisher of the day in P22, with everyone finishing the race.
And here are the driver grid positions for today's race. A fantastic effort from Gabriel Bortoleto yesterday puts him on pole position, with Franco Colapinto alongside. Looking down the rest of the grid we have, for sure, Hadjar, Brown, Maloney, Crawford, Hauger, Correa, Paul Aaron, O'Sullivan, Antonelli, Rafael Villagomez, Ollie Bearman, Martins, Dirksen, Stanek, Amory Cordial, Miata, Miney, Fittipaldi, and Taylor Barnard completes the grid. And with preparations almost complete, let's head down to the track.
So the cars make their way round onto the grid then. Can we do the double? Can we win the feature race? The sun is very much out here at Silverstone, which is a rarity for British summertime, as those at the back find the spots on the grid, and we can get this feature race underway as the 5 red lights come on. We're racing at Silverstone again, and we've got a fairly decent start this time to the outside, and we're on the outside, we're wheel on the grass, but we're going to go round the outside of everyone and into the lead of the feature race here at Silverstone. Colapinto is P2, he beats the Virtuosi there off the line, but we've had a dream start from P5 and we're in the lead of the race, just going clean round the outside of absolutely everyone. We start lap 3 now, going into Village. We haven't been able to pull away from Colapinto, but we've gone deep at Village, and now it's going to put us offline a little bit as we still hit the apex for the loop, but we've run wide. We put a wheel onto the grass as we go through entry, and now down the Wellington straight. Colapinto is going to fancy his chances here of trying to get us around the outside, but there's not a gap there, and he's clipped us and he's spun us round into the gravel, and we've hit the barrier at the end of the corner. We're in the gravel, Colapinto's in the gravel. We managed to crawl our way out, but it is all gone wrong early on here at Silverstone for the feature race. Colapinto taking us out of the lead when he's going for a gap that was never on. And now at the end of lap 4 we're going to pit to make our one and only stop. We've dropped all the way down P21, and now it's just going to be damage limitation in this race. Now we had a great chance of doing the double, now that's completely gone out the window unless we enter God mode. We time our pit stop to perfection though. Those hard tyres go off, the super softs go on. It's a 4.1 second stop, right, which is good.
Perfect job from you and the crew there, mate.
And now hopefully we can catch a pack. A safety car or something would be perfect, but we've got 5 laps left of this race on this soft tyre to get us to the end, and hopefully somewhere through the field. Points is impossible, let's be honest, so let's just see how far up the road we can get. This is Paul Aaron now in the high tech. He's going slow, he's got some sort of issue, and after a fairly decent sprint race where he led everything apart from the last 2 corners, it's all gone wrong for him today on Sunday morning. As now he pulls over the grass, he is out of the feature race here at Silverstone. And now this is everyone just in front of us coming into the pits to make their only stop of the day a couple of laps later, and we're coming through turn 1 of Dhabi. Have we caught the back of this pack? Yes we have, just, and it's a big DRS train there that we're going to have to try and get our way through. We've managed to catch the back of the pack 1 lap later. We're all over the back now of Fittipaldi, who's had a pretty shocker of the season so far, let's be honest. As now we're going to look to go to the inside at Brooklands, and we've nearly hit the back of his teammate there. in Dirkser, but we've got the job done. We've very nearly gone wrong again there, but we have got that place from Fittipaldi. Next to the road is Dirkser. As now we head towards the lock up there. We're going for another lunge on Dirkser into the Vale chicane. We get that job done there, and now we're up into quite a lonely P18, and now we're all over the back of Hadjar. We've already battled him once this weekend. He's done a pretty shocker of a race. There's someone slowing down in the background. We're going to swap Hadjar the dummy though, go to the outside and round the outside of Hadjar at Stowe. It's a great move, but up front this is Victor Vachor on the final lap of the feature race. He rounds the final corner. He is going to win the feature race here in Silverstone. It's going to be Bortoleto who follows him home for P2, and we are going to round the final corner to finish P17.
Our drivers are making their way out for the podium celebrations, and it is going to be success and the largest trophy for Trident. A huge congratulations to the entire team.
So that's been the feature race here at Silverstone, won by Victor Vachor. Good race for him. Bortoleto P2, Jack Crawford rounded out the podium, and then Antonelli was P4, and Hadjar, our teammate, rounds out the top 5. For us, a pretty shocking race. P18 was the best we could get after Colapinto took us out. Let me know in the comments what you think of that. Paul Aaron was the one retirement, and Dirkser was the final finisher of the day. So in terms of the Drivers' World Championship now, Paul Aaron moves up into P2. It's a 16-point gap now. He's jumped Colapinto. Bortoleto is P4, and Miney rounds out the top 5 in the World Championship. Everyone has scored a point, but it is still Enzo Fittipaldi bottom of the table. And then in terms of the constructors, then Virtuosi take over the lead by 4 points over us in P2. High Tech are now P3, MP Motorsport P4, and Trident are now rounded out the top 5, and it is Fernandez Sport Racing who is still bottom with just 4 points. So that's been then your Formula 2 weekend here at Silverstone. We go to Spa next though, another classic track. I'll see you in Belgium. Goodbye.